Thank you, Michelle, for your invitation. Thanks to ICATI for this initiative. My name is Massimo Barra. I am a medical doctor who has worked for 50 years with drug users. In 1976, I founded Villa Maraini, a drug rehabilitation center based in Rome, recognized as the agency on drugs of the Italian Red Cross and training center on drug problems for the International Federation of Red Cross and Red Crescent. Villa Maraini staff meet almost 700 clients a day in its various therapeutic services that range from the streets to the drop-in center and from the methadone clinic to the therapeutic community. We offer several treatment programs with the aim of providing more care options for our clients in order to adapt the therapy to the person and not vice versa, which is usually the case all over the world. The rich offering is the consequence of the continuum of care model, which decrease the failures of the treatment path. According to the person motivation, we can move our clients to different services to meet specific needs. The center is always open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, ensuring assistance to all clients and their families. Indeed, every time a drug user is arrested in Rome, the police are trained to get in contact with Villa Maraini for a quick intervention, during which we can offer assistance and methadone if needed. We are always available to respond to drug-related emergency or suspected overdose throughout the Mediterranean, the metropolitan area of Rome. The emergency unit consists of a professional team comprising medical doctors, social workers, and Red Cross volunteers. There is a dedicated free hotline that is operational 24/7. The team is able to administer naloxone. In the last 30 years, we did more than 3,000 interventions for severe overdose to people that could not reach the hospital in time. The emergency unit can provide medical assistance to people under arrest. Every day we receive almost 10 requests from police stations, courts, and hospital too. For those who have a problematic use of substance while in prison, we provide an alternative in our prison program, started more than 20 years ago. So far, we have hosted more than 660 persons in our facility. We know that 1 out of 3 people in the world is arrested for drug-related offenses, and this data is the same also in Italy. We know also that prisons are pathological and create further pathology. In any case, Italian law offers the possibility of alternative measure for crime whose sentences is up to 6 years. During all these years, we have improved our working method to do scouting in prison of persons who are eligible for alternative measure. First step, we get in contact with them through letters to evaluate their story and motivation. Next step is to go and meet them in prison for an assessment and offer them psychological and counseling sessions. Those considered suitable for the alternative program are reported to the judge with our final assessment, so they can start our therapeutic community at Villa, where they are free but obliged to stay, and the police can make control at any hours. night and day. We are well aware that the first and most common motivation of people seeking therapeutic treatment is to get out of prison. Our job is to convert this utilitaristic motivation into a real therapeutic one. The residential rehabilitation program involves regular psychological therapy, group and individual counseling, sport, capacity building, and integration activity to strengthen the involvement of each person in their recovery journey. The biggest asset of our working teams are the former drug users and former inmates who are equipped with compassion and first-hand experience that allow them to better manage the relationship with the clients and to deal with any crisis. Through our program for those here for alternative measure, we attempt to deal them not only with their addiction, but also with the culture of crime that they have previously lived. In prison, the power is in the hands of the most criminal, and our clients usually are not big criminals, but are suffering from drug addiction. For this reason, it is important for the collective well-being to take them out of prison, reduce the violence, and divert them into a rehabilitation center to guide them during all their treatment path. The treatment is a long road in which there is no space for violence. Violence brings always other violence. On the contrary, time is therapeutical and is our best ally. Only with time, years, can the person pass from a period of great love for the drug that we call honeymoon to a second period of ambivalence. I love you, but at the same time, I detest you because of how expensive you were for me, not in monetary terms, but in existential one. And everybody finally arrives in a third period in which they hate drugs and really want to stop and make a better life. No need to force and speed up the process of healing, which can be counterproductive. Only through the time the person with substance abuse problem can stop taking drugs. Routine is a tombstone of love, even of this crazy love story between a person and one or more substances. In the world now, there is a growing tendency to consider problematic drug users as sick people who need assistance and treatment. Also, the police in our country now understand that a violent attitude toward drug users is counterproductive. We are advocating every day to reinforce this new behavior. In the Red Cross, we often say that advocacy is on safer ground when supported by activities. Working with police every day, we can influence them much better than through a seminar or a training course. As one of its future programs, Villa Marini is exploring the potential to develop a pre-arrest diversion agreement protocol that police can use to connect people who have drug-related problems with the supportive programs deflecting them away from arrest. We strongly appreciate the US-based strategy promoting diversion and deflection. and we commit ourselves to advocate with Parliament to modify the laws and authorize, also in Italy, the possibility of deflection and diversion. We believe that such strategy should be put into practice all over the world as one of the more realistic actions that humanity can adopt in the fight against drug abuse. Dear friends, a world without drugs is unrealistic, but to reduce the harms of drugs is possible, and it is in our hands. Thank you.
So now we're going to shift over to the question and answer session. I know we have one question in the bank, and I think, Massimo, it's probably directed at you, but others may have comments. And so Abram had indicated that he is very interested in seeing medication, medically supervised withdrawal from substances. So we're in contact with someone, they are withdrawing from a substance, they need medication to assist the withdrawal process. And so the question was, how do you access those medications and make sure they're available? So Massimo, just if you could give us a minute or so response about that, and we'll kick off the conversation.
I think that a big progress in the world has been the availability of methadone or buprenorphine. Methadone is a blessed medication. I think all prisons should have the possibility to give, to administer methadone. It's interest of all to have methadone. And we have a lot of resistance here. Also, public opinion believes that methadone is something like a compromise with heroin. It is not the case. Methadone need the body that has taken opioid need opioid. If you make a graphic of 1 day of person under heroin, up and down, well, bad, in paradise, down. With methadone, you don't go up, but you don't go down. You stay 24 hours as a normal person, a person who can work, who can interact with others, who can love, who can be a normal person. So the resistance to the use of methadone that still exists in many parts of the world are against what is needed. I know methadone since 50 years, and I am supporter, frank supporter of this medication.
And Massimo, our final words of advice.
Treatment.
There you go. And maybe some recovery also, treatment and recovery.